All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. For those of you who I haven't met before, my name is Erin O'Brien. I am a Thermix consultant and team leader based in Druin in Victoria. And tonight I am popping on this virtual demo for you guys on behalf of my team, the Mixmasters, to show you guys a bit more about the TM6, because as you probably already know, we do have a couple of incredible deals that are both going to be ending tomorrow, which is a bit sad. They've been amazing. They've been very popular, but unfortunately, we don't get to keep them all forever. So I thought we would show you this demo tonight, just for anybody that was still sitting on the fence about taking up on these deals, to get a bit more information, to get the opportunity to answer any questions, ask any questions, and all of those things. So I would love you guys to pop in the chat box and let me know where you're watching from tonight. Do you have a Thermomix? And if you do, what model do you own? So a bit about myself. Like I said, I am a consultant and team leader. I first joined the team nearly 4 years ago, actually now. I had the TM5, the model before this one, for quite a few years before I upgraded. And I loved it. I loved everything about it. And used it so much. And then I decided one day that I wanted to upgrade, but I didn't really want to pay for it. So I joined the team and joined to earn my Thermomix with the intention of earning it and leaving with my free machine. But I just loved it. I loved sharing Thermomix with everyone. I loved all the incentives, all the new friends I was making, and just all of the things. So here I am nearly 4 years later, and now with my own team as well. So for those of you who don't know, let's try to screen up a little bit. The TM6 is a smart connected cooking appliance. So what that means is it connects into your Wi-Fi and gives you guided cooking through CookieDoo, our virtual recipe platform on the screen of your Thermomix. CookieDoo has access to over 90,000 recipes from all over the world now, which is incredible. It was about 60,000 when I first joined, so they are adding recipes all of the time, which is even better. They're all triple tested. So we know they're going to work as well. So as this is an open virtual demo for tonight, I obviously have picked our menu, but if there is anything, that you want to see more of, you want to learn more about, please keep that in mind at any stage, because your consultant would absolutely love to do a demo for you, whether it be in person or virtual as well, where you can pick the menu and, really decide what it is we cook and how, so you can see things that you and your family would enjoy as well. So I'd love you to know, I'd love you guys to pop in the chat box for me. When it comes to food and cooking, what is the most important thing to you and your family? So there's a couple of ideas along here. You probably can't see super well on the computer, but there's healthy, simple, fast, creative, and saving money. If you could pick one of those things, what do you think would be the most important thing to you when it comes to the food you cook and eat at home? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. I think for me personally, I have a young family. I have 5 kids, 7 and under. So for me, it is fast and healthy. And so I like to have the dinner on the table well under an hour if I can, with as little hands-on time as possible. And I really love knowing what's in the food my kids eat as well. So healthy for me means, trying to cut out all those extra additives and preservatives and all of those things. So Aim has popped in their health. Food allergies, well, the Thermomix absolutely can help that kind of email with, knowing exactly what is in, simple, hands-free. Yes, you guys are speaking my language. Hands-free is an absolute game changer. All right, so the TM6 is an all-inclusive price of $2,579. It includes everything you see here. So the Thermomix itself, the bowl blade and lid set, the Varoma, which is our steaming attachment. The Varoma can just about double the capacity of your Thermomix, which is incredible. It's one of my favourite features. We've got the simmering basket, the splash guard for our high heat mode, which we're going to see tonight, butterfly whisk, measuring cup, spatula. You get a hard copy of your basic cookbook, and you also get 6 months free subscription to CookieDoo, that virtual recipe platform. There are a few different ways to get a TM6 in your kitchen. If it's something you're interested in, you can do what I did and join the team and earn one. But we do also have payment options through Zip Money and Afterpay. But I'll go into all that in a little bit more detail later, because we are going to get cooking. So like I said before, as a virtual demo, I picked the menu, and we will see quite a few of the different modes and functions. But if there are so many that we could not possibly cover them in one virtual, So if there's something else that you want to learn more about, know more about, anything like that, absolutely let us know and we'd love to help you with that. All right, I'm going to go over to my other screen if I can find it. And we get cooking. Please, I didn't mention before, but please, if you have any questions at all, pop them in the chat box as we are going. I think I've got a couple of my girls from the team in the chat tonight, so they can help me with answering any questions as we're going as well. So don't hesitate to just pop them in there and one of us will answer as we can. All right, so this is the home screen of your TM6. It's got our basic settings. So I know there are a couple of TM5 owners on tonight, but it's got the same basic settings on the home screen: your time, your temperature, and your speed. And it's just the touch screen. So you tap it to change the settings. If we swipe across to the right, we bring up our mode section. So when you are using guided cooking, like we'll see tonight, your modes are automatically selected for you and activated that way. But your modes are also available in this screen if there's something you want to do manually at home. You're trying a recipe from the internet, or, converting one of your own family favorites, those kind of things. Everything is there as well. So we've got things like the dough mode, grating and slicing for our new Thermomix cutter. We have the kettle mode, thickening, rice cooker, fermentation. All of that is sitting in there. If we swipe back across the other way, we bring up Cookie-Doo, which is that virtual recipe platform. So Cookie-Doo on your Thermomix looks exactly like it would look on the app on your phone or on a desktop computer as well. So you've got your global search bar, and then, I'll go back a little bit, you might see a bit better. You scroll down, you bring up, the new recipes, all the different features and those kind of things. So yeah, it looks exactly like it would on your app or on your computer, and is all integrated as well. So once you select something on there, it automatically comes across on your Thermomix. So I'm going to go into my week now, and we are going to get cooking. So obviously Cookie-Doo gives you the ability to meal plan out for your week as well as doing groceries online, which is really cool. But so I have meal planned out our recipes for today. You can see we had the beef stew with buttermilk dumplings tonight for dinner, and that is delicious. If you haven't made that before, if anyone has a Thermomix, put that one in your meal plan. But we are going to get started with dessert because we can, and I know that I'll have a happy husband sitting on the couch if I make dessert first and he doesn't have to wait till the end. So we are going to make the Milo mousse. Has anyone made this recipe before? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. So from here, you can scroll down, check the ingredients. I like to check the hints and tips sometimes as well, in case there's something that, I might be able to change or adjust, those kind of things. But otherwise, I'm just going to start cooking. So taking the lid off, I just need to tear the scales. And into the bowl now, we are going to place 100 grams of chopped chips. So just some standard chopped chips thrown in there. You could use things like leftover kids' Easter chocolate and all those kind of things if you want it to as well. Popping the lid back on, and now I've got 5 seconds and turning that speed selector to speed 7. It's going to be a bit noisy. Zoom will mute me out for a second. So we've just given those chopped chips just a bit of a quick last chop, really, to make them a bit smaller. So you see them chopped up in there. So if I hit next, I've made this recipe too many times. I can do it without even reading the instructions. And it's just telling us to transfer them to a bowl. So as you can see, I've got my Thermomix on one of the glider boards tonight. So that's how I'm moving it backwards and forwards easily and protecting the scales, the feet at the same time. The glider boards, sorry, I'm just inserting the butterfly whisk. I'm doing touch talking. This is our butterfly whisk, and it's just telling me to insert that. The glider board's actually a new addition to our Host Reward catalogue as well. So if you are keen to get one, if you do move your Thermomix around a little bit, we're putting 600 grams of cream in now. If you tend to move your Thermomix on the bench much, a glider board is fantastic to help protect those scales from damage. So the 600 grams of cream. Next. I'm going to put in 50 grams of milo. Has anyone made this recipe before? I didn't see anyone pop it in the chat box. This is such a super quick and easy dessert. Perfect for if you want to have to bring a dessert at late notice, or you just want something really quick. And if you're entertaining a few people, you can double the recipe, or sorry, I wouldn't double it in the bowl, but I do. It's so quick that you would do it in 2 batches in probably still 5 minutes. 40 grams of sugar, 20 grams of cocoa, so you might notice, you might be able to see on the screen there, the scales on our TM6 are accurate to 1 gram. So the model before this one, the TM5, it was accurate to 5 grams, and the model before that, the TM31, was actually accurate to 10 grams. So there are lots of different changes and improvements from the previous model like that, which give you the ability to do all kinds of, different, so I'll keep talking, 15 seconds, and down the bottom it's telling us to turn the speed to selector to 4. So obviously things like having more accurate scales give us the ability to do all kinds of different recipes that we might not have been able to do before more accurately. So we can make things, no one's made the milo mousse yet. You guys are about to see how easy it is. Do things like sweets and those kind of things so much more accurately, like honeycomb, things with our sugar stages function. So now we're going to pop in our choc chips again. So just throwing them back in. Next, I'm going to put the lid back on. Oh, made a big mess. Next again, and now it's telling us 5 seconds on speed 4. Next, telling us to remove the butterfly, and it is done. That is dessert that quickly, guys. See, the lighting is not too bad. You can see there. I might just come over to the other screen quickly. So quick, Jessie. It is incredible. I'm just going to grab my glass. It really is the perfect recipe for when you want something, you might just have a sugar craving, but if you've got people over and you don't have time to prepare, I'm going to kind of try and show you how it really is like a mousse-like consistency. The only thing with this recipe that you do have to be careful of is when you're using fresh cream, sometimes it can, if it's closer to its expiry, or fresher, it can need slightly less or slightly longer time. So you can kind of, if it wasn't a nice thick mousse-like consistency, you could give it a couple of extra seconds. But otherwise, that is dessert done that quickly. Who else is trying it? Jess is. Let me know. Pop it in the chat box. All right, I'm going to go back over to the Thermomix now, and we will get our main started. So the recipe does say refrigerate for an hour and dessert. I can assure you it doesn't need to. It is just as delicious. It gets slightly better with time, but absolutely does not require the 1 hour. It's perfect to eat straight away, I promise. All right, so we are going to go back into my week now. And we're going to start with some flour tortillas. So we're going to make fajitas for our meal tonight, but we're going to make our own tortillas as well because they are so easy and probably a lot quicker than what you might think as well. So into our bowl now, we're going to take our 500 grams of baker's flour. I very professionally had my computer sitting on my baker's flour container. So that's the change of angle there in the other one if you're watching, if you can see that. All right, a teaspoon of salt. Has anyone made the tortillas or any kind of wrap before? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. My kids love wraps, so we make them quite a bit. And they're super easy and a lot quicker than what you might think. All right, so popping the lid back on there. I don't know what I've done with my other measuring cup. 2 seconds. Next again. So now that's just going to combine those ingredients. So 10 seconds on speed 3. So just mixing them all up for us. Made one dish and I've made a giant mess already tonight. Aren't you glad I'm cooking in my kitchen and not yours? All right, so that's combined those, and into there next we are going to put 80 grams of olive oil. So obviously just by measuring everything straight into the bowl, you avoid extra dishes as well. So, most recipes that you are making with your Thermomix, you'll just have your bowl and you might have a knife and a chopping board or something, a spoon to wash up, and that's it. 250 grams of warm water. Next again, we're going to pop the lid back on. And now we've just got 2 minutes of kneading. So you see the wheat symbol there. So like I said at the start, when we swiped across to that modes page, you know how I said that when you're in guided cooking, it will select them for you. So the symbol here means that we're in one of our modes, and yeah, wheat is kneading. So 2 minutes of kneading in your Thermomix is equivalent to about 20 minutes of hand kneading. So I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely don't have time to be doing 20 minutes, not even 10 minutes of hand kneading. I couldn't think of anything worse. Just having a read of the comments. Pita breads, tortillas. Yeah, it's so great. And absolutely, Emma, I can imagine that we are very fortunate we're not gluten-free in our house, but I can imagine that it's a very expensive intolerance to have at times. So being able to make things like wraps gluten-free easily would save you an enormous amount of money, I'm sure. What other breads and doughs are people making with the Thermomix? Or even if you don't have a Thermomix, are you making any breads, doughs, those kind of things at the moment? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. We do use the kneading mode for all kinds of things in our house. We love pizza doughs. I do make quite a few different rolls, like cheese and bacon rolls, plain rolls, all of those kind of things for the kids' lunch boxes as well. Scones. What else? Is anyone else using the kneading mode for anything different? Pop in the chat box and let me know. Pasta, yes, that would be another good money saver. I, as you know, have only recently got on to making my own pasta. I have to admit that I assumed it was going to be a lot harder and a lot more time consuming than it is, and I put it off for a very long time. And then recently gave it a go after doing a Pinot and pasta class and was inspired to try it, and now I am obsessed. I made lasagna sheets for our lasagna last week, and it was the most amazing lasagna I've ever made. All right, so that is our dough, tortilla dough done. You can see that they're all kneaded up. So I'm just going to grab my bread mat to wrap that into rest for a little bit. So this is one of our bread mats. These are also available as a host reward. They're bundled with the oven mat, and they're a silicone mat, perfect for all kinds of breads and doughs, perfect for rolling them out, proofing and everything. If you like to make breads and doughs, you definitely need a bread mat in your life. Nothing sticks to it. It's amazing. All right, so we're just going to, so it says transfer onto a silicone bread mat or floured wet surface and shape into a ball, and then wrap it or cover it. Wrap it in a bread mat or place in a bowl and cover it with a kitchen towel. So again, the bread mat is perfect because we're not wasting, glad wrap or anything like that. And then leave to rest at room temperature for about 15 minutes. Then it goes through rolling it out and cooking, but I am just going to cancel out of that bit for now because we're going to let that proof and we are going to continue on with our tortillas. So next to the next button at the top, there are 3 little dots. And if I press that, I can just go down to cancel recipe and it will confirm that I want to do that and I can keep going. So you can also like next through the last few steps, but that cancel recipe just gives you the ability to quickly get out of it. And if you want to, the ability to come back, I'll show you afterwards, to that same step when you are ready. All right, so we are going to go back up into my week. And this time we are going to do the beef fajitas. Has anyone made this recipe before? So like I said, scroll down if you want to, otherwise just hit start cooking. So to start with, we are going to put in 200 grams of cheddar cheese, so just kind of roughly chopped. Next again, popping the lid on, next again. And now I've got 3 seconds and down the bottom it's telling us to turn the speed selector to 7. So that has grated our cheese for us in 3 seconds. Okay, once again, just telling us to transfer it to a bowl. So I'm just going to pop it back in that same bowl. So it just gives it a really rough kind of chop, which is just like the perfect for a grate. So obviously like the grating looks slightly different to what you would do it with a hand grater, but obviously it tastes exactly the same and far, far quicker with knuckles intact. So we'll place that aside. And then we're going to keep going. So this recipe actually tells us to clean and dry the mixing bowl here. I don't actually bother with that stuff in this recipe. A little bit of cheese doesn't hurt. So now it is telling us to place a thermo server on the top of the Thermomix. So literally just using it as a scales. So I'm just going to push it back again until so you can see what I mean. So I've just got my round thermo server and just putting it on top of the Thermomix. And next it is telling us to weigh in 200 grams of cherry tomatoes cut into halves and 20 grams of lime juice. I have already put them in there just to save myself extra dishes really. So then we are going to go next again. And the next step is placing 1 fresh long red chili, trimmed and de-seeded and cut into pieces, and then giving that a chop. So I and my children, we don't do spicy in our house very well at all. So I just skip this step. So always remember with guided cooking that it is just that, it's just a guide. So, if there's something that you don't like, you won't eat, you don't even have, any of those kind of things, you can change it around to what will suit you and your family. So I'm just going to next on past these couple of steps. So with the chili in there, it would have a 3-second chop on speed 7, but I'm going to go past and then I'm going to just continue on with the recipe. Tell me, do you guys do spicy? Do you like spicy? Would you add the chili or leave it out? Let me know, put in the chat box. So 30 grams of olive oil. And then 170 grams of red onion cut into wedges. So with this recipe, it's very specific with, like I said, the 170 grams. I am just using 1 whole red onion. I'm not going to, chop up another half an onion for that extra 50 grams. That will be fine for us. Oops, gone too far. And then 180 grams of red capsicum. So again, you can adjust it to what you have and what you don't have. That is perfectly fine. And then 180 grams of yellow capsicum. I'm using a green for this one too. And now we're going to place the lid on. I'm going to take the measuring cup off. and then we're going to place the splash guard on the top. So the splash guard is just used for our high heat mode. I'll keep talking in a second, I'll get it cooking. 8 minutes maximum, and then we just turn the speed selector to start it. So the splash guard is just for our high heat mode, and that is just really a safety mechanism. It locks in with the automatic locking arms on the Thermomix. Because our high heat mode goes so hot, you will start to hear, and if you could see, you would see some oil spitting. So we absolutely don't want any little eyes or big eyes peering over the top of that and getting splashed. So that's just a safety feature because of the high heat. So again, like I said earlier, the sizzle symbol on this one symbolises that we are using our high heat mode. So our high heat mode goes 40 degrees hotter than the TN5, the model before this one. So it really gets up to the kind of those frying pan really high temperatures. I don't know about those of you who have a TN5 that are on, but when I had my TN5, I found there's a lot of things that I still couldn't really use my Thermomix for. I just found that it didn't quite get hot enough to achieve good, searing on meats and, things like taco meats and stuff. I would still do all of that in the frying pan. But when you've got your TN6, it gets hot enough that it actually browns off and cooks those things properly. So you will hear and see, you might not be able to hear it so well through my headphones. But the high heat mode acts by mimicking your frying pan. So the blades stop. So at the moment, the blades are not turning and it is sizzling away in there. You'll start to see a bit of steam come out the top. So sizzling away, browning those vegetables, cooking them. And then occasionally, now, I don't know if you heard that through my headphones, occasionally the blades turn to give it a stir. So like I said, just exactly like if you were at the frying pan, standing there, letting it heat up, brown, and then giving it a stir occasionally. Any questions about that at all? Pop in the chat box if you do. While that is cooking, I am going to, I just need to roll out our tortillas and cook them. Okay, there, slightly there. So I've got my bread mat out again, and we've got our dough ready to go. So the actual recipe itself, I think, said to break this into 6 or 8 pieces. Like anything, like I've said a few times now, you can make things as bit like change it around to suit you and your family. So if you want to do small wraps for the kids, just make them smaller. If you want to do bigger ones, make them bigger and get like less out of it or more out of it. Whatever suits you and your family is perfectly fine. So our oven bread mat does have markings on it if you want to follow those and be, as precise as you can. But otherwise, just use a rolling pin to just work out your dough into a bit of a circle. So the lovely Jess who's on tonight gave me the tip that when you can see the lines of your your bread mat through your dough, then that's a really good thickness for your wraps. So you might be able to see now the lines are there. So that is perfect. So again, like I said, the beauty of the bread mats is that nothing sticks to it. You don't have to have flour. You just pull it straight off, no extra mess, and pop that in the frying pan. I'm just going to pop it into the side here. I'll do one more. Yeah, 160 degrees on the TN6. So the TN5 is 120, and then 160 on this with the high heat mode. It's especially good. Like, I'm not sure if anybody else on has little kids. I've got 2-year-old twins that are very busy and quite clingy sometimes at witching out. So, having the high heat mode, the extra safety of that, and not having to have things on the frying pan, on the stovetop, hot water, or anything for that matter, makes such a difference to me at that time of day. All right, I'll pop these on. a couple of minutes ago. Any other questions while we are cooking away here, guys? Pop them in the chat box and let me know if you do. I'm just quickly going to grab the meat out of the fridge as well, maybe for the next step. So like I've mentioned a couple of times now, we do have two incredible second bowl offers that are due to finish tomorrow. So if anyone has a TM5 and is thinking about upgrading to the TM6, we have our upgrade offer, which gives you TM5 owners, hopefully not make you too dizzy there, $300 off the price of a TM6. And it also gives you a free second bowl set. And for the first time ever, which is really exciting, you can keep your TM5. So you can have it as a second machine. You can gift it to a friend or family member, or you can sell it, to cover a bit of the cost of your TM6. If you like, it's completely up to you. If you don't have a TM5, we have our $29 second bowl offer. So anybody that purchases a TM6 before midnight tomorrow can add a second bowl for only $29 with their Thermomix. It's by far our most popular offer, I think. Our second bowl is just the biggest game changer and the closest you'll get to a second Thermomix, which is what all Thermomix owners love. I'm just watching our tortillas while that's cooking away. So I kind of didn't really mention as I've gone, but now this is the third bowl I've switched to tonight. That's the beauty of having, there are so many reasons why a second bowl is a game changer, but to be able to quickly move through recipes, to do different parts of recipes, to make a main, dessert. Perhaps if you have forgotten ingredients, I am very good at that. Last week I was making a satay and didn't realize I didn't have enough peanut butter. So quickly just grabbed my second bowl and made some peanut butter during the recipe. So all kinds of things like that. A second bowl is a game changer. Yes, Jessie, I completely agree. Like I said, I had the TM5 and I had two bowls with my TM5. And then when I joined to become a consultant, it wasn't during a second bowl deal. So I only had the one for a while. I was lucky enough to earn a second one. But adjusting to only having one bowl for a couple of months nearly killed me at the time. You don't realize how reliant you get on having a couple. All right, my tortillas are cooking away. And you can probably see that. If I toot you up a little bit, you see that steam coming out the top there. So those veggies are sauteing away beautifully at the moment. Both next steps are going to be ready at the same time. All right, so we've got about 10 seconds left on that. So now it's just telling us to transfer those vegetables into the bowl with the cherry tomatoes and stir them to combine. Just going to quickly flip my tortillas before I do that, so otherwise they'll burn. All right, and then I'll show you those without steaming up the camera too much. So I'm just going to put those vegetables in there. Trying to show you the browned ones without steaming the camera. It's not very easy there. Very well. You can kind of, if you look closely, see all the browning on the end of the onions there and the capsicums. So that's absolutely something that the TM5 wouldn't be able to achieve, but because of that high heat of the TM6, something that you can. All right, so I'll show you them properly. I'll leave the lid off for a second. It doesn't need to be boiling hot tonight. And then I'll show you the browning on them in a second. All right, so we'll continue on, and into there now we are going to add a teaspoon of onion powder, two and a quarter teaspoons of cumin, so we're just 2 1/4 teaspoons of coriander. So we're just making our own spice mix quickly here, really. So, you know, if you don't yet have a Thermomix, a spice mix might be something you are buying at the moment. And for what they are, they can be quite expensive. So when you have your Thermomix, these are little things that, yeah, you'll be making yourself and saving yourself on quite a bit. 2 1/4 teaspoons of paprika. And the great thing about them as well is, like, especially with things like perhaps like a tacos or that kind of thing, is that you can adjust them again. So like the taco spice mix that's on Cookidoo, for example, is far too spicy for me and my family. So I just adjust it right down, just chili down, 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And then 40 grams of olive oil. I like to just do a little bit less olive oil in this as well. I find it a little bit too much. So yeah, you know, actually by making it from scratch, you have the ability to adjust it. You could adjust it up if you like really spicy things, just down all of those. 1 minute, 100 degrees, and turning the speed selector to 1. Just going to grab those tortillas off. I'm just going to turn the camera for a second and show you what we've got so far. As I said, my very professional laptop stand there. So there are our tortillas done. And then we have those vegetables that are sauteed. So hopefully now you can see a bit more of that browning on there, and the effect of that high heat mode. All right. Again, any questions, pop them in the chat box and let me know. Obviously, I'm not going to make all of the tortillas tonight. We'll just do a little bit. Just do those two and make them off camera. I don't need to bore you with that. And into there now, we've got 350 grams of beef fillet steak. I just do 500 grams of this as well because we have a few mouths to feed in our house. And when I buy it, it comes in 500 gram lots as well. So it's much easier just to cook it all. So again, adjusting things is perfectly fine to suit you and your family. A lot of recipes now you can scale them up and down as well. So if you're only cooking for 2, for example, you can scale your recipe so that you don't have a lot of leftovers if you don't want them. Or you can leave it and have whatever you are having for a couple of days. All right, so now it's just telling us to stir it to just to coat the meat in the spice mix that we've made. I can't see the spice that well on there, but it's all mixed in there. And now we're going to just cancel instead of okay. Popping the lid back on, popping that splash guard back on. And then we've got another 8 minutes on high heat. So obviously, I think it can be deceiving on these virtuals as well because I'm doing a few different things at once, but all this high heat time is hands-free time. So like a few of you said, that's kind of the thing that you are interested in or like about the Thermomix. So These times is the times that you can do anything and everything else that is on your list to do. All right, while that is cooking away, if I can find my mouse, I am just going to finish off our fit chat and then we'll be done. That's most of that's pretty much our fajitas done after this cooking step. So we'll finish this off and then we'll plate it all up and then we are good. Again, please, if you've got any questions, just pop them in the chat box as I'm going. I'm more than happy to answer what I can for you. So we've talked about Cookie quite a bit tonight already, but like I said, it is that virtual recipe platform. Cookie is a subscription service. So if at any stage, you want to learn a bit more about Cookie, there is so much to it. We've kind of just really brushed over it tonight. But like I said, it has the ability to meal plan out, do your grocery list and shopping, all of those things. So if you want to have a look a bit more about it, you can sign up and do a 30-day free trial at any stage. That gives you full access. So you can, create your own collections, your own folders of recipes, do a bit of meal planning, do your grocery shopping if you like. Just really make sure that it is a good fit for you and your family. When you purchase your Thermomix, you do get 6 months free subscription to Cookie as well, and then it is $69 a year after that. So it's actually about $1.33 a week. And yeah, like I said, that includes everything, all of the recipes, any cookbooks that are released, any software updates and new modes. So your Thermomix, because it is a smart appliance, updates a bit like your mobile phone would. If new updates, new modes and features, any little bug fixes, all of those things that come out, it will automatically update for you with a active Cookie subscription. So again, like I've mentioned, we have only seen 3 of our Cookie recipes tonight, but if there is some more that you would like to see and learn about, please reach out to your consultant. They really would love to help you to answer any questions and show you exactly what you could do. So yeah, again, if you are interested in hosting your own cooking experience, really get to learn more about Thermomix, see how it will work for you. We can really tailor it to your likes, your dislikes, allergies, intolerances, all of those kind of things. That is absolutely something that your consultant would love to help you with. You also can have the ability to earn a host reward. We have so many amazing host reward products now. Our host reward catalogue keeps growing, which is very exciting. And we do have our limited time only cutter host reward available at the moment as well. So you can host as many demos as you want and collect them all, but it really helps to learn more, see more, and all of those things. So have a little think about who in your network might be interested in seeing the Thermomix in action. It's definitely okay if they already have one as well. They can come along and learn more, help them get the most out of it. And get some new inspiration and ideas too. So when you purchase your Thermomix, you get your consultant with it. They are there to help and support you. We as a team are really, really passionate about helping you not only master your Thermomix, but just get the most out of it, love it as much as we do. So we are here to support you with whatever that is for you. So we can unbox your Thermomix with you, we can get you set up, have your delivery demonstration where you can collect a host reward and a 20% off Mix Shop voucher and really, get off on an amazing start. And then, you can host as many demos as you like to, learn as much as you can and collect all the host rewards if you like to as well. It is a big investment, so we really do want to make sure you are making the most of that. As a class, we do lots of virtual classes and demos like this as well. So we would love you to come along to those and get some new ideas, inspiration, and learn some new things too. So thinking back to the start and things we talked about, what was important to you and your family, with what you've seen tonight and what you've seen and we've talked about so far, do you think that a Thermomix could help you with what was important to you? Do you think that it could help you eat healthier, simpler, fast, creative, save money? If you want to, pop in the chat box and let me know. Perhaps if you've already got a Thermomix, I know there are a few owners on tonight. Do you find that it helps you with those things that are important to you? Do you find it helps you eat healthier, save time, save money? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. So if you are interested in getting your Thermomix in your kitchen, there are a few different ways to do so. Like I said before, you can join our amazing team and earn your Thermomix. I am probably a bit biased because I love my team and I love what I do, but I do think it is the best way to get a Thermomix in your kitchen. You can join the team, earn a Thermomix, kind of earn and learn at the same time, and hopefully enjoy yourself as well. We do have payment options. So we have 24 months through Zip Money. We have our finance offer, and we also have Afterpay as well as an Easy 3 option, which is like a take-home lay-by. After that, we do have a one-off payment option as well. So there are quite a few different options there. If that is something you want more information on, please reach out to your consultant and they can send you through the breakdown of each or all of those options. But the average family can save kind of up to $40, $60 off their weekly grocery bill with a Thermomix. If you think about the things you are buying now that you can potentially make with your Thermomix, things like yogurt, snacks for the kids, bread, sauces, staples like butter and mayo, or even just saving on takeaway by making meals like this super quick and easy with very little hands-on time. Reach for takeaway a lot less when you can have a risotto on your table in under half an hour. So that is pretty much most of the information covered tonight. Like I said, we do have those incredible offers running that do finish at midnight tonight, and I promise you they are not being extended. So they are honestly as good as it gets. So if you are interested, please reach out to your consultant. They will not be extended past midnight tomorrow night, and I really don't want anybody missing out. But yes, pop in the chat box if you've got any questions, anything I haven't covered, the girls in my team that you want to add, please pop it in and let me know, and we can answer away. We've got about 45 seconds left on our beef there, and we are done. This recipe as well, you can change the protein in it. So if you are not a big fan of beef, or you've just got chicken in, got chicken in the fridge, midnight tomorrow night, Georgie, so midnight Monday. Yeah, so you could make these into chicken fajitas if you wanted to. They are just as delicious and easy. All right, just move that back a bit again. So now we are just going to add those to our thermoserver. I've left the lid on, so it's not steaming anymore, but our thermoservers keep our food hot for up to 2 hours. So, if you want to make this at home, you want to make this ahead a little bit at home to help save time, you can absolutely do that. And just pop it in your thermoserver. All right, so now it's just telling us to toss that to combine. Pull it over to me so I don't spill it everywhere. I've spilled enough tonight, I think. And then Ed is telling us to serve our fajita mix with our tortillas, some cos, our grated cheese, and some sour cream if you wanted to. Just going to So I'm just grabbing a couple of things quickly. So we've got our tortillas that we made before. I'm just going to put a bit of lettuce on them. So those of you who haven't made the fajitas before, or even if you don't have a Thermomix yet, do you think they are something you would add to your meal plan? Pop it in the chat box and let me know. And then some grated cheese on the top. And of course, we can't forget our Milo mousse for dessert after that. So that is it, everybody. Our Milo mousse, our beef fajitas, and our flour tortillas. All done with obviously lots of talking in under an hour. Any questions at all, guys, please pop it in the chat box. Come off mute if you want to now. We are all finished, but thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that you've learned something new. I hope that it's helped you with your decision making. If that is what you are thinking about, your consultants will reach out and get in touch with you to help answer any questions. But yeah, again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that we'll see you on another of our virtuals very soon. It's a delicious one, guys. This will be our dinner probably tomorrow night. I think another bonus of the virtuals is having a dinner sorted for the next night. Yeah, super quick. Thank you so much, ladies. Thanks for joining me. Again, pop in the chat box or feel free to come off mute if you've got any questions. Otherwise, we will talk to you all soon. Yeah, do it, Jessie. It's delicious. Well, look, you might regret it because you'll just want to keep making it and making it, but you won't regret the flavour. You'll be very popular, I think, if you make that one. No worries. Thank you, everybody.